Someone should be getting an alert right about now. Huh?
And cut in there.
Oh, yeah.
Move the eye and cut in there to see the damage. And they actually drilled the screws through my mouth, and the screws are here. It changed everything. This could happen to anybody. When I woke up, December 23rd, 2016, if somebody would have told me this was going to happen to me that day, I wouldn't believe them.
Beautiful.
So I put the truck in park. I get out. I look behind me and in front of me. The coast is clear. I get to the back of the truck and I get a 90-gallon can and I hook it onto the back of the truck.
Watch your back. Hey, you got a fiber right there.
I hook the can on the truck. Out of my peripheral, my right eye, I saw a small compact car coming at me at a high rate of speed. It came out of 38 and a half and accelerated to try to catch the turn signal light. They had no idea anything happened. In a flash, I had to make a decision. I stepped up to the truck, which was probably the worst thing I could have did. At that moment, the bar shot off here at a high rate of speed and hit me right in the face. I didn't feel any pain actually, and I thought something came out of the back of the truck and hit me in the teeth. So I grabbed my teeth and looking at my coworker, I said, "Anthony, I think something just knocked my teeth out." And he's getting real animated by the minute, more animated, and it's starting to make me panic. And I really can't hear anything because I'm in shock and my ears are ringing. A lady on a bike stopped. I remember her, and she was screaming.
That was nice.
That even made me panic even more. I was like, "Ma'am, are you okay?" She's like, "Oh my God, I'm calling the ambulance." My nose was punched in. There was a perfect circle below my eye. And as I felt here, I felt a bunch of, felt like rice.
His face looks great.
Yeah.
I remember being inside the ambulance after that and telling the paramedic that something was seriously wrong. It hurt bad. It hurt. I understand you have to pass the truck on either the left or right side. Just be cautious.
What do we look like?
Try to make
before?
eye contact with the person operating the vehicle, the person at the back of the truck.
Oh, wow. That was a city video.
Oh, that's great. Can we go back to the very beginning first? And then if you could turn it up just a little bit, that'd be great.
That's really great.
Yeah,
Move the eye and cut in there to see the damage. And they actually drilled the screws through my mouth. And the
Okay.
screws are...
You stop. This graphic really didn't bring anything to the rest of the story. And the effect that it has on it, and I understand what they're doing, they're trying to get your attention, but his story and his, the way he's telling it is really powerful enough.
Yeah.
So I'm not crazy about,
Not crazy about
the
that.
beginning of it. Go ahead and hit play.
Sure.
And then there's this one other edit that's coming out.
Fifth highest fatigue.
It changed
And I
everything.
like that. I like the way they have
Me too.
the titles at the beginning. Go ahead and hit play. So it's right
This
about-
could happen to anybody. When I woke up, December 23rd, 2016, if somebody would have told me this was going to happen to me that day,
See, they're cutting out a frame.
I wouldn't
Right here,
believe
watch
them.
this one. Right there.
Yeah.
That's just that.
A little.
Yeah. Go ahead and stop. And I understand what they were doing. They were trying to make it kind of this effect, but it was a little jarring because
Really?
the story's so good moving right along.
Yeah, I mean, I like it enough to move it on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. Oh, well, then we're good here.
I just wanted to point those couple
Yeah,
things out
just to
because
keep in mind
they asked
for-
us to
Oh, yes.
Thank
you. Okay.
say a little bit more about
Okay.
these pieces,
All right.
what we like and what we,
Don't like, okay.
Okay, road to recovery.
because they want to learn.
Yeah, no, great. I forgot about that.
Well, thank God I'm here.
Thank goodness. Jeez.
Okay.
Oh, look up.
Track 501. Emergency, emergency, emergency. We are on the ground.
Go back.
Sorry, yeah. God, this was so crazy to see in person. It looked like a movie set. It was
Really?
just so insane.
Track 501. Emergency, emergency, emergency. We are on the ground.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure they had the punctuation.
We got cars everywhere and down onto the highway. Do you know if anybody's hurt? Tons of people are hurt.
Oh.
We're all hurt.
Oh, it's gonna be that same guy, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Let's search for computer tutoring.
Big up. Pull, 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 pull.
Been moonwalk for a second.
I kind of accepted that. What I gotta do now is trying to see if I can stand it again, take a step.
Head up, all the way back. All the way back, head up.
I want my son to walk.
Back, back, head up, head up.
What did you think about that one?
I liked it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, will you go back a little, just kind of scroll through it? Because I think I was, like, looking at it more from a make me feel and want to watch more angle, and forgot to look for some of the, like, editing.
Right. Okay. What I was having a little difficulty with was reading the words along with taking in the images.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out what do I do? Do I read or do I watch?
Yeah, I liked this when they split.
This is
screen.
awesome. The very front.
Yeah.
You know, this gets your attention.
And then once the music faded
And
out, it kind of
right.
slowed down.
And then
a
we
little.
go to Kevin's story, and then you're reading, and then there's two different pictures. So there was a lot going on that you had to soak in. Let's go past all the train wreckage stuff and let's get to the shot where he starts his rehab.
Yeah.
Right about, no, next, keep going. Right here. There you go. So here's where, to me, it kind of just slowed down.
I agree.
See? And see how that's kind of a little hard to read, and then you didn't get a chance to read it before it pulled off. And it would have been nice if they stayed consistently with this angle.
For sure.
What I gotta do now is trying to see if I can stand it again, take a step.
Head up, all the way back.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
I'm torn.
Okay. You're going to say yes and we can hash it out?
I kind of
Okay.
do,
I don't know.
We're going to go yes.
Yes for now. So we're still trying to get our feet on this.
Okay.
I just love the title. Opossum Acupuncture.
2 days a week, I actually perform acupuncture on her, and it seems to be helping quite a bit. We have an adult female Virginia possum that has some curvature to her spine after an injury, most likely an animal attack of probably a dog. Work a lot more needles on this side to relax that muscle and just.
We'll get in there.
Yeah,
You know, that one. Music, simple graphics.
Yeah, and I feel like I
interview.
was just like, it turns on, here's the story.
Yeah.
There was no like kind of setup or
Right.
kind of getting you.
Right.
It like wanted you to feel instantly, but I wasn't.
Right. And the first shot was good because he's such a cute face, but then you get the story right away.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
Possum who's injured is getting acupuncture.
Yeah.
End of story.
Right, and it's
Okay.
like 46 seconds left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Playing for Santa Fe.
Social play for Santa Fe.
Well, we decided to leave it up to the kids.
Thank you.
That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna play for Santa Fe.
They told us they want to do it for the families in the community and everybody else. Just have a night of normalcy, maybe.
He told me I got shot, and I still didn't feel it. He's fortunate. He's very lucky.
Wow.
You know, he came home and he told me, you know, I watched a girl die today. He watched the kid decide and get shot, and then the girl get shot. This is good for him. Come out and play this game.
I think it's a couple. Our communities just backed us up. Now, no matter what you're doing for long, they're still behind us. It's very hard to come out here and be as strong as they were. We're very proud of them.
All right, go back 30 seconds and turn up, yeah, right about there, and then turn up the audio for me a little bit. I'm a little concerned about the levels. The music is a little loud.
They told us they want to do it for the families in the community and everybody else. Just have a night of normalcy, maybe.
Just needs to be,
He's told me I got shot.
the mix is just off a little bit.
Okay.
He's fortunate. He's
Okay,
very lucky.
go ahead and stop. Yeah, the mix is off just a little bit for me, but that's just,
I also, will you go, sorry, to the right, where they bring up that kid's picture? Didn't you want to like see him? I don't know. They were like,
I
he's
think
here too.
I don't
We
think
see him later.
No. I don't think he made it.
Oh, will you play that again? Thank you.
You know, he came home and he told me, you know, I watched a girl die today. He watched the kid decide and get
And then
shot,
listen to what they say.
and then the girl get shot. This is good for him. Come out and play this game.
Oh, so he said this is good for him.
And we don't see him, but I feel like we do in the
Or maybe
end.
they didn't get a shot of him though.
Well, keep playing to the. I felt like that was him.
Oh. Yeah.
It was just a little confusing.
Yeah, I understand. And if the score didn't matter, right, then why did they put it up? I wish they wouldn't have put the score up.
Really, that was really like hit me emotionally. Really? Just like they lost, and because you know you want them to win, but like I was even like, yeah, but that doesn't matter. They went out. Maybe they didn't have to like.
Yeah, that's
make it so clear.
Yeah, that's a little thing. I was like, well, if the score didn't matter, then why did you add it?
Right. It definitely did something to me emotionally
It did, yeah.
when the score came
Understood. That's a yes.
Okay. Yes.
Anything that gives you goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. Can at least.
And it's also a little
move on to the
confusing
next
that they had Texas strong, but it's Santa Fe, New Mexico.
round. No, that's Santa Fe, Texas.
Santa Fe, Texas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My bad.
It's cool. It's cool. I won't hold it against
Wasn't there another shooting in New Mexico?
Mm-mm. Actually, yeah, nothing is on this scale.
Okay.
Easy house?
It would have been anybody's dream home.
Trash, it's just trash.
The feces and the urine all over our white cabinets, all over our hardwood floor. It was even on the ceiling.
A very odd story.
You could smell the house before you even walked in.
As you're walking up the driveway.
It's a beautiful home when it's not covered in feces. Now you go to that room going out there. It's my worst nightmare.
I mean, I want to know more about the story, but yeah.
To me, they bought a hoarder house. I already know what the story is. No, and that, I don't know what the story is, to be clear.
Well,
but to me, when I see that promo, I already know what the story is.
I feel like they didn't buy a hoarder house because they said it like didn't look like this before.
Right.
Like they've seen it before, like almost it was a renter's situation. Like horrible.
Right, like it was somebody that they rented the house to or something.
Right.
So it was obviously a hoarder house because there was.
Hoarder house. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's the name for the people who take over homes? That's what I was confusing it with.
Means water?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
That take over.
Like they.
Squatters.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
okay. Yeah.
just. It's early. Okay.
We accidentally. So I'm going to say no to that.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Yeah.
We put yes on cool cities, so we need to change because
Change
that was
that.
Play for Santa Fe was the last
Yes.
yes.
Facey's house. No.
This is a no.
Did we not?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that one's a no.
Alright. Wash Park.
Wash Park Homes.
The builders buy them and they virtually scrape them off within the week. It's astonishing how many houses
Gentrification.
are just gone. Well, 1, 2, 3, those 3, 6 on that side of the street. The one next door to me, the one south of that. Some of them look like
Seems
hotels.
so OE.
Yeah.
Well, of course, it has changed. If people want to move here with families, they can't fit into these little bungalows anymore. That's the way life is. Life has changed.
We moved in 1 year ago in April.
I would say from the moment that we moved in, this felt like home.
I think the character of a neighborhood is not just the homes, it's the people.
Yeah. Once again, I already know what the story is, though.
Yeah.
So
But remember that was a tease, right?
that looked like it's a tease for an upcoming piece.
Okay, because I'm trying to remember some of these are like just made for social media, but you can tell the difference between them.
Yeah, and they're social media. They're supposed to be, something that's supposed to. Would you share that on your Facebook page?
Right. No.
I probably would, but only because I live in a historic neighborhood in downtown Phoenix.
Okay.
So I would. No, that's what I'm saying. But that's kind of what the goal for these are.
Okay.
But in terms of what I see, I already know what the story is.
Yeah, I'm good with saying no.
Washington Park has a problem with gentrification. That was Washington Park Homes.
Yeah.
So no.
Okay, Ring for Dreams.
Oh, this is we saw the story yesterday.
Oh, good pass.
No, he's smiling down on farm and on this building.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, I like that at the end.
Mm-hmm. That was real nice.
Right. I just want to see the next one before I score this one.
Okay. Can we not score this one yet and watch the next one?
Yeah, I'll put yes so we can come back to it.
Okay.
I want to see if it's consistent.
Gianna and George.
He's cold though. I can feel he's cold.
Oh.
Turtle.
George is probably my oldest friend.
I really like that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna say no on both of those. Or
They were just basic.
Yeah, it was an awful lot like the opossum acupuncture. It was, you know, video with some titles over it and some music.
Yeah.
And told the whole story, and it's not something that I would.
Right. Well, and
I would share.
We've seen both those stories, and they basically did tell the whole story.
Yeah. All right.
George got lost. Or, yeah.
So it's no on both of those last two.
Okay.
Was it Rank of Dreams that we had?
Yes.
We have one more.
Oh, yeah.
Cool Cities, Parkville.
Maybe they didn't pay. I don't know.
Did they pay?
Oh,
yeah,
there
here it is.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Thank you.
That was,
Same thing as some of the others.
yeah, same thing. When they produce those,
I think
I've
music
always-
choice is such a huge deal.
yeah,
too.
music choice is a big choice. But more importantly, when you're asking somebody to read and view, it's really important for the person's eye to be able to see it, absorb it, and then the letters. Because if you notice on some of those edits, they're changing shot in the middle of the sentence. So you should
then
have,
you're like, oh.
yeah, then you're battling, do I read or do I look?
Yeah.
So it's easier if you put one shot up and then reveal the letters,
Yeah.
read them, and then change the shot.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, it's all editing.
Yeah. And music can just make it go like from cheese to, I don't know, depending on their choice.
Yeah.
But that's why like the Jenna and George one, that music, even though it was on the cheesier side, made sense.
It
Because
did.
they were like
It did, yeah, you're
putting
right.
it together with a turn. I don't know, but this one, you know, where it's just like,
You're right.
I don't know, it just didn't really make sense to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, okay. That's the order that I have it in.
I'm good with that.
Are you good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and no HMs?
I think we only did 3 yeses.
Yeah, we did 3 yeses anyway. Okay.
Unless for some reason you would want to give
So,
the
what's what?
Jenna and George an honorable mention.
If you do, I'm totally cool with that.
I just, now that I said it out loud, that how purposeful that music choice was with like a turtle. Like that took thought and editing.
Right. Okay.
So I would be good with that.
All right, we're going to change the Land of 10,000 Stories, the Gina and George, to a yes.
All right.
Do you have your order?
Yes, we
Yes.
What's what?
do. Play for Santa Fe is first. Slow Down to Get Around is second. Road to Recovery is third. And Land of 10,000 Stories, Gina and George is honorable mention.
Outstanding.
It's exactly how you would have picked it, right?
Yes. Perfect.
We're all syncing now. We brought him in.
We did.
Can I see that list again? I didn't catch all those.
I'm gonna watch our
You gotta
little
watch our-
video.
Speaking of viral videos, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are going to be saying, he's doing it wrong. As my daughter would say, slow your roll there. I want to go look at some of the
Oh my gosh, you guys
classrooms.
put on the
I
NPPA
know.
page?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know, I'm like contemplating to share it on my page, but I'm just gonna
Delirious
go
on
for
day
it.
3.
Hey, I asked to follow you on your Instagram. Did you
I
accept me?
accepted and then I followed you.
Oh, good.
Oh my god, like 14-year-olds in here.
Right? Oh.
Yay!
What is that? Oh, that's
Oh, just some, my life.
my life. Shut up, this is you as a cheerleader?
Oh yeah, it is. Happy birthday shout out to one of my friends.
Oh my god,
That's
that
my
is
natural hair.
awesome.
Crazy
curly?
Mm-hmm. I blow it out.
So you were Texan because you had to have that big hair.
Oh, big
Yeah.
girls. That's just, I'm shout out to my friends.
That is so cute.
It's at a wedding. That's just at a bar when we first turned 21. There we were just playing with bubbles. The usual in college.
Yeah. Oh my god, you crack me up. Well, you should follow Morgan.
Yeah, maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Ooh. It cracks me up. Yeah, he does some really nice stuff.
Okay.
Good to go?
Well,
Hold
no.
on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hold on, we gotta get our sheets here.
We're on Instagram. We're getting distracted.
Sorry.
Take your time.
All right. The category is for a team of editors producing an entry. This would be ideal for team shoots or documentaries in which multiple editors contributed significantly to the entry. Stories may be hard or soft in nature for this category.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just like
It's a team.
Team.
that's literally, yeah. Okay.
Team edit.
Alright, Colorado's wine country.
20 minutes.
uncorking a tasty surprise. From Fox 31
Oh, I
Denver,
love wine.
this
Can you
year
turn it up?
Americans will drink more than
Please.
4 billion bottles of wine.
Thank you.
That's about 3 gallons per person. But these days, wine country doesn't just mean Napa and Sonoma. We heard through the grapevine some of the best Merlots and Cabernets around are being barreled and bottled right here in the high country. Colorado is now home to a $300 million wine industry, thanks to entrepreneurs intoxicated by the sweet taste of success. Tonight, we're taking you to the vineyards, where they're growing some big business. And you'll meet the local innovators who just can't keep their love for wine bottled up. Plus, you're invited to the event that was just voted the best wine festival in the United States. It's right here in our backyard, in Colorado wine country. Here's Fox 31 anchor Jeremy Hubbard.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Jeremy Hubbard. This is a festive time of year when family and friends gather, drink in hand. So we thought it seemed like a good time to uncork some knowledge about a full-bodied Colorado industry. Guess you could call it the nectar sector of our economy. Believe it or not, Colorado winemaking is now a $300 million industry. There are 40 wineries right here in Denver alone. Tonight, a look at the people toasting big success after getting into Colorado winemaking, quite literally, from the ground up. As offices go, the lucky employees at Cherokee Vineyard in Palisade, Colorado have a pretty amazing workplace.
You can look over here and see Mount Garfield, you see the Book Cliff, you see all of this nature around you. This is just a beautiful country. It's a beautiful way of life.
For 12 years now, Poppy Woody's been growing wine in a picturesque setting.
We have 4 different varieties. We have Gerstraminer, we have Viognier, we have Cab Franc, and Tempranillo.
But she's a relative newcomer when you consider Colorado's burgeoning wine industry has actually been around for 150 years.
There's no sound.
Just ask the folks at History Colorado, who still have a collection of some of our state's earliest wine artifacts, from barrels to bottles and everything in between.
Many people are coming from the east to the west for a variety of reasons. In fact, after the Civil War, to rebuild because the west offers hope. But they're also coming here for industry and work, the railroads, mining, agriculture, and with them they're bringing these traditions and cultures, including winemaking.
Some of the early coal miners who settled Fremont County in the southern Front Range brought grapes from their native countries in Europe. Around 1870, they started building the irrigation canals off the Colorado River in the Grand Valley, around Palisade. And as soon as they did that, they realized this was going to be an outstanding fruit-producing area.
Among the first to make that realization was this man.
We have George Crawford here, who was significant for Colorado's wine industry in that many people consider him the father of wine in Colorado. And he founds Grand Junction, and in Grand Junction he plants grapevines on about 60 acres, and then he encourages others to come to Grand Junction, settle there, plant their own vines, because the climate in Grand Junction, the fertile soil, there's a lot of
There have been a couple of
opportunity
edits that have been really kind of a little tight.
It's interesting. We're lucky we have several
But I
of
get
his
too, like,
journals,
something like
and
this
he
is
talks
being,
about
like,
conditions in
edited
Colorado, what
differently
it's
than
like
a
living in a
traditional
log
wine
cabin,
store.
what it's like
You might be able to get away with more dissolves or
over time.
things that you shouldn't do.
Before long, Colorado's wine industry was on a roll. By the year 1900, farmers were already harvesting about 1 million pounds of grapes every year, grown in 1,000 different vineyards.
Colorado being the cutting-edge state that it is, we passed prohibition 4 years before everybody else. That kind of shut down the industry very quickly. The wine industry did not come back until the 1960s.
That's when this local dentist, Dr. Gerald Avanci, almost single-handedly revived Colorado's winemaking industry. It started as a hobby inside his Denver garage. It turned into a big business called Avanci Cellars, Colorado's first post-prohibition commercially bonded winery. His first year, he made 8,000 gallons and even won awards with it in European wine competitions.
Starts a wine industry business in North Denver off LaPan Street. And then eventually he encourages individuals in Grand Junction and that area to again start the industry, and it takes off. And then since that time, we've had more and more vineyards, wineries begin to develop in the state and succeed.
Fast forward 50 years and there are now more than 150 Colorado wineries producing 179,000 cases of wine this year alone. The wine industry contributes $300 million to the state's economy, and it's seeing annual growth averaging 14%
Oh, I thought you were trying to say you didn't like it.
No, I do. I
great.
do like it.
With
It's
intoxicating numbers like that, a
it's a nice
Denver
little
family
touch.
decided
Yeah,
to quit their jobs and give the wine business a shot.
My name is Scott Hamilton. We're in Palisade, Colorado. I'm one of the owners of Red Box Cellars, the newest winery in Palisade. We kind of fell into it, honestly. We had a business in the Denver area that we sold, and we were looking for a more rural lifestyle. Met some people that had a vineyard, and that convinced me to try to make some wine, and it was kind of crazy. I made every mistake in the world with that wine, but it was still one of the best wines I've ever made, and it got me kind of hooked.
Those first couple of years were rough. He lost his vineyard both years because of bad weather, so he turned to cider. Now he still makes that apple cider and traditional wines and some stuff he calls avant-garde. They take old spirit barrels like rum, tequila, and whiskey and age wine inside of them.
But what I can tell you is the Bourbon Barrel Merlot is our biggest seller. It outsells everything about 2 to 1.
And he's hardly the only innovator when it comes to Colorado wine. At this Denver winery, they can't keep their love of vino bottled up, but they can it?
It does like 60 cans a minute.
You heard him right. Here at Denver's Infinite Monkey Theorem, they've made wine in a can, the new wine business trend.
This industry is 8,000 years old, and it's not that creative. And IMT has turned it on its head, you know. It's the first winery to keg wine, the first winery to can wine, the first urban winery in the United States to embrace city culture.
Right now you can find Infinite Monkey Theorem's Colorado wines in 42 states and Canada, and they've even made a deal to sell canned wine.
You have a little something at the desk at work.
But getting to this place was a journey over 2 decades and 3 different continents for Ben Parsons. He started out in London working in the wine industry, then moved to New Zealand and Australia to study wine chemistry.
In 2001, I was looking for a Northern Hemisphere harvest placement, and I saw a job advertised for a winemaker in Palisade, Colorado. And I had no idea there were wineries in Colorado. And I applied for the job just via email, and 3 days later, he emailed me, offered me the job. And I moved from London to Grand Junction on the 9th of September 2001.
Going from a city of 16 million people to the wide open spaces of Grand Junction was a bit of a culture shock, but in no time, he was converting connoisseurs to Colorado wine.
I would load up my old 4Runner, and there were 60 cases of wine. I would drive to Denver, knock on restaurant doors and be like, look, I've got a great Colorado wine here. You want to try this wine? And people were really into it because it was like at that time when restaurants were starting to really engage farm to table, and the piece missing for Colorado restaurants was a good Colorado wine.
That's when he decided it was time to open his own winery.
It was kind of prompted even further, unfortunately, by
change
the passing of
angles
my
on
father in
the
2007 who died of colon cancer. That really inspired me to do my own thing. And so, in the winter of 2007, 2008, I wrote a business plan to start an urban winery in downtown Denver.
With the help of investors,
And it's
Infinite
so
Monkey
easy
Theorem was
even
soon
just to
open and soon very busy.
We made 2,000 cases the first year. We doubled to 4,000 the next year. We started kegging wine in 2009 for restaurants.
See, all
and in
these graphics are really nice.
We were the first winery in the US to put wine in an 8.4 ounce can. We outgrew our facility in 2012. We moved to Rhino, which is River North. It's like the hottest part of Denver now. We were the first people there. So we really started that neighborhood, in our opinion.
Now their massive new operation
I'm looking
is
for
turning
some,
out
like,
80,000 cases of canned wine every year.
natural
made popular
sound
by our state's outdoor
underneath all
lifestyle.
that, because I want
The
to hear
whole
like
idea with canned
3, maybe
wine
4
was
audio
we live in
tracks
Colorado,
to
we're
give
hiking,
it a rich.
skiing, climbing, we're floating. We need something.
Because when they went to the restaurant, when this guy was talking about his restaurant, you couldn't hear what was going on in the restaurant. But then I was hearing the crowd noise where he is. So that would have been a difficult
packaging material there is.
Infinite Monkey Theorem, one of more than 150 winemakers all across the state. And whether this winemaker or any of the 150 others scattered across Colorado serve it in a bottle, a keg, or a can, the grapes all come from the same place. Colorado wine country, where winemaking dates back well over a century and a half. But like a good wine, it just seems to be getting better with age. Ah, the sweet smell of success. And as if Colorado wine country needed anything else to brag about, there's this. Wine Enthusiast magazine just named it one of 2018's top wine destinations in the world. Take that, France. Still to come tonight, the Denver area winery that's gone to pot. Now seriously, instead of barrels, they're aging their Colorado wine in these big clay pots. How they're toasting their European ancestors who've been making wine like this for thousands of years. But first, a little wine trivia for you. Do you know which country in the world consumes the most wine? Believe it or not, it's Norfolk Island, a small landmass between Australia and New Zealand. They love their wine. There, they drink a stunning average of 78 bottles of wine per person per year.
What?
Bottoms up.
I was just saying that's a nice graphic, but that too, yeah.
Yeah. All right, can we go? Let's scrub forward. Just keep going. This is all same. Because they're consistent in their pattern. So even if it was multiple,
but it's teams. So
I know.
You're gonna probably each block is probably gonna be a different person. So if you want,
yeah.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but if I would say, consume a little bit of each block to see if there's
Okay.
Right, because I'm guessing that because it looks like. Like the field work is somebody, these festivals is somebody else.
That's somebody else.
I would guess there'd be like one post and then 2 or 3 with blocks.
Right.
But that's a guess. I mean, I don't know.
Or I would think that someone's doing graphics.
That too.
Yeah, wait, okay.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Yeah, because whoever did the, see, that's all the editors right there.
Wait, go back to all the editors?
Yeah.
I just want to see how many people are involved, not necessarily their names, but...
I'm Jeremy Hubbard. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Jeremy had the easiest job.
He just gets to drink and stand there.
Written and
he
produced.
wrote. Okay.
6.
Oh, so they did have multiple photographers.
And motion graphics. Is the motion graphics considered an editor?
Well, it's part of the
I would think so.
show.
Yeah, I would think so. All right, let's go back to the last 2 minutes. I want to see the last 2 minutes.
That's good, yeah.
Right here.
Top honor.
So this is Cabernet Franc.
Including Garlish and his wife, who've been making
Is that
wine
white
for
balance on there? Is
23
that
years. They first came to Palisade on a backpacking trip back in 1994 and fell in love. They'd grown grapes in their backyard for years, but never took winemaking that seriously until visiting here. So they bought a vineyard, opened Bookcliff Vineyards Wine, and started winning awards.
Thank you everyone for coming and attending. What a lovely event.
So it shouldn't come as much surprise that they had a great night at the Governor's Cup.
Tonight's winner, and I want to get this right, is from Bookcliff Vineyards, a 2015 Cabernet Franc Preserve, Colorado. Would you please join me up front?
Any winery would move heaven and earth to get this award just once, but Bookcliff has actually won it twice, among other big honors.
We won a few years ago, won the best Cab Franc in the country.
An actual sequence.
Yeah, there hasn't been a lot.
Haven't seen one of those in a
all of
while.
California, all of Washington State. So it's a good grape for Colorado.
Of course, winning feels great.
Oh, it's fantastic. It always is. It's a lot of hard work in the industry. So it's great once in a while you can step back and kind of enjoy it.
But Garlich says right now in this industry, in this state, everyone truly is a winner.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wine in Colorado.
All right, can you go back 10 seconds? This is cutting to the music. Yeah, right here. I know what they're trying to do is the transition.
But you don't think it was done well?
But Garlich says right now in this industry, in this state, everyone truly is a winner.
Yeah, there's a lot of good wine in Colorado. People should check it out.
And a tip of the glass to all of this year's Governor's Cup winners. For hundreds of Colorado winemakers, those awards are pretty hard labor.
That actually is a
growing
pet peeve
fruit
of mine.
that's being enjoyed by the glass by wine lovers all across the state and also being noticed by wine aficionados all across the country.
All right, thank you.
Alright.
All right, just a couple of nitpicky things, but overall,
I'm gonna go yes.
I really liked it.
Okay.
So, moving on.
Yes.
It's going to be a yes for that one.
Time stopped.
Its skeleton stands exposed in this Japanese neighborhood.
It's basically just a cage on top of that dome. Just a cage and then a building that's been blown apart.
It's twisted metal and broken concrete, a monument to the devastating power of the world's first deployed atomic bomb.
You can see the remains of very, very little. Only the dome, the atomic bomb dome, is still intact today. Everything else has been completely destroyed and then rebuilt in the last 70 or so years.
5 square miles, destroyed in a flash. Tens of thousands of people killed in a single moment. Now, 73 years later, Fox 31 travels 6,000 miles to Hiroshima, Japan, returning to the very spot where the world changed forever, to explore Colorado's fascinating and little-known connections to the destructive bomb that detonated above this town.
We fight very hard to make sure that the history can't be taken away.
From the tiny Colorado community where they mined the deadly uranium used in the Manhattan Project.
It looked like that somebody just had taken a huge sledgehammer and just went through the whole city and just beat it up to little pieces.
To the local soldier who sifted through this toxic rubble not long after that pivotal moment that brought about the end of World War II. The decisive moment when time stopped.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Hubbard, coming to you tonight from Hiroshima, Japan. Behind me, the so-called atomic bomb dome, one of the only buildings left standing when the world's first nuclear bomb was deployed here more than 70 years ago.
He just
Everyone
gets
working
the best
inside
job in the
building in 1945 died, but its tattered skeleton remains. A grim reminder of an explosion that wiped out 90% of this town, killed 80,000 people immediately, and eventually more than 200,000 total. To Americans, this building and the town are symbols of the end of the war. Just 9 days after that bomb fell, the Japanese surrendered. World War II was finally over because of what the emperor called a new and most cruel bomb. Tonight, Colorado's close ties to what happened here during World War II. From the men who served in this part of the world and watched the war end, to the desolate camp in southern Colorado where so many Japanese Americans were held against their will, to the tiny Colorado mining town where
I wish I would have
uranium
started
used to
counting
build
them.
those atomic bombs came from. Even with the distance of 6,000 miles between Colorado and Hiroshima, ours is a history intertwined. These days,
Like,
about
why
2
did they have to go
million
to that
people come
shot?
to Hiroshima
They
every
didn't- they
day
didn't.
for any
And then
number
they
of
had to
reasons.
dissolve.
Some to protest nuclear weapons, some to experience a dark but transformational piece of world history, or some to explore their own family past.
My family's actually from Japan. My grandmother was born here, and so I just want to get in touch with my roots a little bit.
That's why May Lyritz of Denver came here. The George Washington High School grad wanted to see the place she's heard so much about and the memorial to those killed here. When the nearly 10,000-pound bomb
Already shot-
detonated about a
already used
quarter
this
mile
shot.
above this exact spot, a hypocenter.
And so I wanted to see sort of the after effects of that, what it looks like today.
It was 8:15 a.m., August 6, 1945. That bomb had just been dropped from this plane called the Enola Gay. Inside that U.S. Army B-29, a Denver man, George Caron. He was the tail gunner, and his vantage point at the back of the plane made him the very
I mean,
first
again, they don't have
person
a lot to work
witness
with,
and
but
take pictures of that behemoth mushroom cloud that swallowed the sky over Hiroshima. He described it in this interview before his death here in Denver back in 1995.
Well, it was white on the outside and it was sort of a purplish black towards the interior, and it had a fiery red core.
Can we
Just kept
scrub
boiling
forward?
up.
Let's scrub forward to like 8 minutes in. All right.
Okay.
There you go. There you
It is a sentiment echoed by George Caron, the Enola Gay tail gunner who's buried
for some
at
transitions,
Denver's Fort
you know.
Logan National Cemetery. Just after he took those first pictures of the bomb exploding, he told the pilot, Paul Tibbets, I think we've got this war won. But he also hoped it was the last time the world saw anything like this.
Let's just hope and pray that never again does anyone ever see one of these set off in anger again, like I saw it that day on August 6th.
I followed that.
When we continue tonight from Japan.
There's not even a trace of any town ever being here.
Okay,
Colorado's closest connection to the atomic bomb. We visit the tiny western slope town that played a crucial role in the secret project to develop the bomb that destroyed Hiroshima. When time stops, we'll continue right after this.
That was on a little long. Oh, I mean, I know that wasn't. That was the break, but.
Yeah, these are the bumps in and out.
Welcome back. I'm Jeremy Hubbard here in Hiroshima, Japan tonight for this Fox 31 Serving Those Who Serve special. We've been talking about the end of World War II, brought about, of course, by the atomic bomb, which was dropped right here. A bomb, it turns out, that has a close connection to Colorado. Our Joe St. George traveled with us to Japan and has that part of the story for us tonight. Joe,
See the cable.
The bombing here in Hiroshima began as a project, the Manhattan Project. American engineers needed uranium, but there was a problem. There's not much of it in the United States, but there is uranium near Grand Junction and Durango. So in 1943, a top secret project began, a project that would ultimately change Colorado and Hiroshima.
And the shot's crooked.
Far away from Japan, far away from anything really, is a stretch of land off Highway 141 in southwest Colorado. Traffic is rare here. There is no cell phone service, and it's underneath this tattered American flag you find the
See, if you're seeing the wind blow, the flag, you should hear the wind blow at least a little bit.
Any town ever being here.
Jane Thompson grew up here.
Our house that we lived in when we were little was just right across the river here where this little pile of rocks is.
And shows us how this land has a unique place
Good transition.
in American history.
As we round this corner here, this is where the Manhattan Project,
And it's so much better.
built
It
right
is.
here on this side of the
It
road.
is.
Jane pointing out how this site played a role in the bomb that eventually dropped in Hiroshima. Some of the uranium used in the Manhattan Project, which was the top secret government effort to develop the bomb, was mined and milled in Yerevan. Pictures from back then show just how vibrant a community this was. Unknowing participants in one of the greatest government secrets.
They didn't know why they were here, but they were here for the boys. They were here to bring the boys home from the war.
Jane says, remarkably, no one knew exactly what they were doing. That is until after the end of the war and the destruction of Hiroshima.
Until that bomb dropped and the war was over. They
Can we,
didn't realize
let's
how much
scrub
they
forward
were
a little bit more. Let's keep going.
Past that, dude. Maybe
Let's go to the
here,
next.
like this section.
Yeah, this is going to be Japanese internment. Yeah, go ahead and hit play right here.
Colorado governor willing to put his political life on the line to welcome those internees lives on to this day. Drive due south of Highway 50, outside the tiny town of Grady, Colorado, and he says you won't see much. Just this old water tank rising out of the Great Plains.
And you should have some natural sound
A
underneath.
few yards away, this old
Just
watchtower, and just behind it, this reconstructed barracks building.
Okay.
Go on, Arlie.
All right. There's some really good. Let's go to the last. You want to see the last 2 minutes? Let's go to the last 2 minutes of this and check it out. A lot of history.
To keep internees
See how they ended.
He even traveled the state telling Coloradans why it was wrong to imprison the Japanese Americans. He said it wasn't right to brand them as unpatriotic or disloyal. But he paid the price. He lost in his bid for the U.S. Senate in 1942.
And editing-wise, there's a lot of other things that you can do with historical photos to give them a little bit more treatment.
There are few survivors of Camp Amasi still around these days.
We're all getting much older now, and most of the people are not able to come.
But still, about 250 people make a pilgrimage here every year to a place millions of Americans have never heard of, with a history that is equally unfamiliar for far too many.
Yeah. We had internment camps in Arizona. Okay. No, this is going to be Hubbard closing it out, I bet. And I also would have liked to have heard a variety of music, too.
73 years
They use
after
the
an
same
atomic
music
bomb
throughout
fell
the
in
whole
this
thing.
very spot in Japan. What struck a Denver woman we met here most is the need to keep something like this from ever happening again.
I think that peace is attainable, but in order to attain peace, we need to come together as a world. We need to erase barriers of class, gender, race, nationalities, and recognize each other as human beings, because when we see the humanity in each other, it makes it a lot more difficult to hurt one another in this way.
All these years later, Hiroshima is still one of
the
this
shot's
country's most
crooked,
popular tourist attractions. Hundreds of thousands of
See
people
how it's
walk
like
here
this?
every
Are they
year
using
to
a
learn
drone
more
or
about this.
No, I think they're using a,
But these days, this country wants to be more synonymous
what do you call that, a Steadicam?
than war.
Okay.
To learn more about our trip to Asia, visit our website,
But the shot's
kddr.com.
crooked.
Thank you for joining us for this Fox 31 Serving Those Who
All right.
Serve special.
Okay.
I'm Jeremy Hubbard.
They could have been a little bit more, well, not a little bit, they could have been a lot more conservative in the use of dissolves, because they had some,
A little.
they had good material. There could have been some more use of treatment on some of the historical photos, and layering of audio is pretty important as well.
To be able to hear.
Yeah, so when you see an American flag that's flying, there's obviously some wind there, and there should be something in there as well.
Yeah.
And then music, for such a long piece that's 20 minutes long, only one track of music. There's other stuff out there that could have been used to help pace the whole piece together and help it flow a little better, rather than what it seemed like it was the same audio track.
Yeah. This is a hard, there was just a lot good about it, and then things like that.
Yeah.
That it's like, okay, well, does it make it award winning?
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, if it was Jump Cut City, this was Dissolve
This is
Country.
Dissolve Country.
It skips county. Like
Dissolve USA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
No.
No.
That's a no.
Thirsty fool.
Hold on one second.
Actually, would like to use the restroom really quickly.
You didn't ask permission.
It's what made Colorado famous. Picturesque places where water carved canyon walls. These unforgettable vistas where rocks and rivers and reservoirs collide.
So you should hear that.
But look closer, and one thing is as clear as a mountain stream. Right now, our state is high and dry.
This year has actually been the warmest on record in large parts of the state and the driest on record in large parts of the state.
It's the worst drought since the Dust Bowl.
This is the worst we've seen in quite a while.
Our waterways wrung out by too little snow and too much demand in the parched American West.
What happens is in this valley, and as many places happens in Colorado, we really live and die water-wise by how much snow we get every winter.
Tonight, the toll this drought is taking on millions of people and creatures living here.
2018 is going to go down in our history books as one of the toughest years yet.
How much worse it could get.
This is the silent death out here.
And what it's going to take to quench Colorado's thirst.
I do like looking at the graphics.
Hello, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jeremy Hubbard, coming to you right now from the bottom of a lake. At least this is normally a lake. Let's take a wider look. You'll see what I'm talking about. This is the floor of Blue Mesa Reservoir. And in any normal year, right now, I'd be standing under 70 feet of water. But this is not a normal year. This reservoir at 30% capacity. And it's the same story all over the state, where rivers, lakes, and reservoirs are dangerously dehydrating by the day. And water experts here in Colorado are worried about a looming crisis. Their calm waters trace a twisted line at the base of some of our most marvelous mountains. Water so clear you can almost count the pebbles on the riverbed.
You should be able to hear it.
Especially
Tucked below the narrow-leaf cottonwoods, you'll find the watery veins that carry Colorado's lifeblood down from the Continental Divide. The start of the journey that ends in the ocean if this water can survive the trip. And this year, that voyage is more perilous than perhaps it's ever been before.
We humans have now used so
it's
much
not like you
of
didn't
it
have a
that it's
chance to-
being stretched.
Brad Udall is the senior climate scientist at the Colorado.
You can't have a story about water
And then not have that sound of water. Yeah, it's a no. I know that was a team edit, so it's like first guy that sang at the dinner table and ruined it for everybody else.
Oh gosh.
For more than a century, through 2 world wars, booms, recessions, and a Great Depression, the rails have remained the connection. The link between spring,
Magnolia, and Navasota.
but nothing has brought them together like this. In spring,
Hold it up.
Lisa Perry juggled umbrellas and grandkids. 3-year-old Natalia and 6-year-old Christopher.
Very energetic, yes they are.
But a grandma knows
There's a whole bunch of people here.
lessons will be learned along the rails.
That's how many people loved him, so that's why they came out to pay respect to him.
Lisa couldn't help but love President Bush after bumping into him once at a Walmart.
Talking with me, and he was just in there shopping, you know, for the kids.
A grandparent, just like her. That's why she's here, with her grandkids.
Yes, it's his last ride through here, you know.
In Magnolia, a town of 2,000.
I don't even think we have bank robberies out here. I don't know.
Frank Stovall found room along the route to park for a president.
I don't vote for people 2 times unless I like them. I think if he was here, he'd like my truck too. This is a mess.
Stovall stays in his car because he doesn't stand for long.
Yeah.
At 75, change and loss are far too frequent.
You lose people, you lose old friends, and when you get my age, it just, sometimes it's depressing, you know.
But in this loss, in this ride, Stovall saw strength.
And you see all these people, they're not depressed. If he was here today, he'd probably shake hands with us.
In Navasota, on the western leg of the journey, 93-year-old Lon South, an and his wife of 73 years
Yeah, when you keep that, you keep dry.
stood for an hour in the rain for a moment of their collective lifetimes.
I'm going to smile and wave at him. Maybe salute him.
Like President Bush, Sowell fought in World War II.
We all volunteered, I did.
He came here to wait for a train destined to transport him back to an era long past, if only for one passing moment.
Took care of the country. That's the reason.
Back in spring,
It's on the move.
the wait is over.
Oh, here it comes.
Lisa and her grandkids, eyes
They're doing
on
a
the
nice
crossing.
job of moving you from town to town. Yeah, and this is his first stop, or his first ride by, which is where the story started.
I see the light.
Magnolia, 15 minutes later,
I'm not doing stuff like this with that player.
thousands
Oh
along
my
the
God,
tracks,
that would be great.
And Frank Stovall. Stand up.
Man, what a deal. What's up, buddy?
See this?
And back in
For an editor,
Arizona,
like gets the gnats underneath, and you can tell when they switch. The ones that
train
don't.
neared its final stop.
Nice.
And within that crowd of hundreds, one night.
Only problem I have is the train is headed in the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
To say farewell.
That was nice, you know.
See, but now it's
More
going
than
from right to
100
left.
years, Navasota, Magnolia, and Spring have been connected by these rails.
Yeah, it's very important. Come on, let's walk.
Forevermore, they'll be linked by this moment.
That's it. And he will always be in our hearts here. Come on this way. With security, give me a hand.
Will you go back to all three of the reporters in a row? I just want to get a picture of that. I think that's so cool. The very beginning. Not very beginning, but they're about to pop there. I've never seen, oh gosh, anything like that. That's crazy. It's really cool. Okay, thoughts?
I loved it.
Me too.
I really did.
I mean, there were some nitpicky things.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
the
there's
train, a couple gnats, you couldn't hear like water underneath the track.
Yeah, really little things, but I'm going to say yes.
Okay, yes for me.
Moving forward. On things like that, the direction of the train should be all in from one side to the other.
Yeah.
That's it's a little thing, but not enough to say no. Ready?
I'm good.
Ground game, Texas.
Mark Davis Show on 660 AM.
Whoa.
The Answer.
You start that again.
9 o'clock hour, and we are glad you are here.
The Mark Davis Show on 660 AM. The Answer.
It is the 9 o'clock hour, and we are glad you are here. The election is 4 weeks from today. Holy cow, did you ever think we'd get here? And we're not there yet. Let's talk a little Ted and Beto. Let's talk a little election broadly defined. Are the Democrats wondering if that blue wave vibe can maintain? Are Republicans wondering if that sort of red beachhead that they've talked about erecting against the blue wave, is there a Kavanaugh effect? And if so, can it last for 4 weeks?
Can we see this?
Something.
We saw this somewhere.
But they can't be in more than one category over here. But I feel like.
I feel like we've
Tarrant
seen
County is
this.
considered a bellwether county. It's the third largest county in Texas. You have a lot of voters. A lot of them are conservative voters. We call it the most reliably read urban county in America.
Oh, this is one of the documentaries.
You have 2 Tarrant counties.
Are they allowed to do that?
No.
You have an inner city that many times has been forgotten
You've
by
already seen
those
this?
that govern.
I've seen this.
I've seen this
But there
too.
I think it was one of the documentaries.
I can check.
North in Arlington.
I know, I've seen this too. Come on.
Yeah, this was one of the documentaries.
Help me with thumbnail wise. Is it this?
Yeah. No. I think it may have been that one. I think it may have been this one right here.
Oh yeah, because they like are for him or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's it.
It is the 9 o'clock hour,
Yeah.
and we are glad you are here. The election is 4 weeks from today.
Wow, that one yesterday, the with respect one, was that Tanner guy. Again. Wow.
Was
that
that
one that the flag?
Oh.
This guy's just been like popping up, like we've been like
Salt
placing a
Lake?
lot of his
Oh, wow.
stuff. Wow.
Ground game,
Look,
Texas. So.
And this one was that Charlottesville one. Was the Washington
It's
Post.
not coming up.
I know. I like coming back and seeing who because we don't know who they are.
We don't know who
at the
they
time.
are. Yeah.
It's this one.
Did he title it something different?
Yeah, they titled it Ground Game here, and
I already made it go. It was like something Beto. Maybe it wasn't. But do you want me to look it up and find that title?
Yeah.
I X'd out, but I can't get it.
Miracle under the mango tree?
No.
No. Here, it's right here.
I'll go. I mean, it just had this long, weird title.
This
Where?
one.
In documentaries. I mean, that's the only thing that pops up. Maybe I can click on it. Oh no, that's a thumbnail. I mean, that seems like the.
Keep going down.
Okay. That's about as far as I can go.
So I did a search for the entrance name, and he submitted.
Is he in documentaries?
Well,
these rails is first place for me.
I agree, and then Colorado's wine country second.
Second, yeah.
Okay.
No third.
Yeah.
First connected to these rails, and then which one?
Colorado wine country is second.
Okay, take a 10-minute break. So
Okay.
I have to deal with the insurance and my son. Stop the stream.
Stop the stream.
Stop it.
Cut.
and photogs compete against each other. So it's a 1 minute time limit, basically a pre-show, a tease, a promo.
Social media.
Not social media. There's a social media edits.
Voiceover speaks descriptions of items on the screen and
What?
can be used to control them.
What was that?
Wait, do we have our there's 10 in this category. So, whenever you guys are ready. I'm good. But I'm gonna ask you if I can edit right. Are you good, Camille? Yes, we are good. Double billing open.
Now, a special report from Carol Evan Investigates.
Certainly, some of the things you've uncovered, this is widespread.
A 2-year search for answers.
Were you incompetent, sir, or are you a crook?
Surprising confessions.
I feel like I had to be part of something I didn't want to be.
Hundreds of police agencies swindled.
I was paying for 2, but only getting 1.
A statewide audit botched.
These numbers don't match. Not even close.
And taxpayers shortchanged.
Obviously, taxpayers can be pleased.
Carol Evan Investigates, double billing the badge, the patrol car payback.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna say yes to that.
I'm gonna say yeah.
That's a yes.
Well, I can't. Oh, right. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Now a special report from Carol Evan Investigates.
It's not right.
Veterans saddled with medical debt.
The bill is over $1,200.
They should not owe.
I was getting collection calls.
Legitimate ER bills wrongly denied.
Erroneously denying the claim.
And a whistleblower's confession about why.
Is it faster to just deny? Always.
A national scandal exposed.
If it happened to me, I guarantee it's happening to thousands of veterans nationwide.
Carol Evan Investigates, a pattern of denial.
I liked the other one better.
Yeah.
But I think it could still move on. No? Yes? Maybe?
I like the other one better.
But do you think this still isn't like placement worthy just because you like the other one better and you know it's the same?
I'm good with saying yes and talking about it.
Okay.
Just
Me too.
because I still don't have a real feel for.
Yeah.
Santa Fe to me means home.
What defines a community?
And if I don't know you, I'm gonna know you before you leave.
It's not the buildings, nor the places. Not even a city marker that says you've arrived.
We all love each other tremendously.
It's the
nice.
Nice. Santa Fe, Texas. The bonds are strong.
That was nice, that tape.
Forged amid unspeakable.
The tape was so good.
Right, you're shot fired right now, guys. So shooting, active shooting, couple people down. It was just crazy.
Now, 4 months later, a new purpose for this town. Friday Night Lights start. Teammates gone.
He was just a great kid. He's gonna be missed.
But never forgotten.
Damn.
A football team embodying 3 words that have become a rallying cry.
Yeah.
Santa Fe.
Okay, so now.
Woo! That was nice.
That's a no. Kidding. Kidding. All right, so now we have our bass.
That one made me feel.
Can you turn it up a little bit as well, please?
Yeah, do you want me to replay that one?
No, it's
Yeah,
good.
it's
I just for the next one. I am a little hard of hearing. Being an older guy, I know it's probably really loud to you guys, but.
What?
What?
What did you say?
What?
Okay, Harvey 1 year later.
Foggy. 300,000 homes flooded. $125 billion in damage. But those are just the facts. They don't tell the whole story.
The worst flood I've ever seen.
The
Texas had
destruction.
a hard year.
Mhm.
Santa Fe.
the loss.
Trying to accept that I'm gonna have to just let it go.
The water got up to about 7 or 8 feet.
The spirit of Texas.
Here we go. We have a boat coming. We have a boat coming.
Oh, I remember that story.
Yeah.
Boat after boat, just amazing the outpouring of people that are willing to help.
Pushing people to move forward, to rebuild
It's unbelievable.
their homes, lives, making Houston strong again.
Wasn't crazy about those last couple of edits.
Not the last couple, but I liked it
But I liked it in
enough to
general.
move it on.
Okay.
Man, I'm being. Yeah.
Well, we got some sunshine, and all of a sudden we're.
I know, we're really nice.
Just our floss video alone is really.
Who's that?
Oh, it's one of my former students. She's excellent. She's great. NPR, works for NPR.
Oh, cool.
Radio.
23 days later,
Our investigators believe that Kelsey's disappearance is more suspicious.
the search for missing mom takes a new turn.
We are asking Patrick to sit down with investigators.
But with new revelations come new questions.
Now you're searching the right message. Why did it take so long before the home was
This is minimum standard.
I think we're good. God, I love this category. This is like where
I know,
editing really like
Yeah,
shines.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is, you have seconds.
Yeah. Make it matter. Make it all purposeful.
So what was that one?
No. Man, that was. Okay.
Which one is this? Chris Watts?
Chris Watts.
Thank you.
They both died from smothering. These were his daughters.
Murdered by their father.
He had a desire for a fresh start.
Tonight, Chris Watts faces punishment for killing his family.
Prison is too good for you. But refuses to say why he did. I don't think he will give an honest assessment of why he did what he did.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no. I think we put our nose. I think Missing Kelsey was the one before, not the cold open. Because that's the story was about Kelsey. You see what I'm saying? Like, I think we haven't seen cold open 11/9/18.
We have not seen Cold Open?
I think what we were really watching was the Missing Kelsey, the one before.
This one?
No, the one before that we said no to.
Uh-huh.
We put it on a line cold open 11/9/18, and I think because then it hopped to Chris Watts and skipped the Missing Kelsey, but really the cold open before that was about Missing Kelsey or the teeth.
Did we say no to it or yes?
We said no, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so you're saying
like
Missing
I should
Kelsey.
think we should erase. I just
There's
did
two
it.
cold opens. That's the problem.
Well, I'm just saying I don't think we've seen whatever this.
Cold Open 11,
Yeah,
18,
I think
18
we
is?
just put it on the wrong line.
Okay. All right, that last one was a no.
Yeah, no, sorry.
This is the photographers.
How are we different? We want to take people on a journey. Want to go from this place to this place to this place.
Photographer's job is to capture the moments. If I feel something, I know somebody else is going to feel something.
Really?
Give me a bell.
Were they Station of the Year or something?
They were last year. But they did like
There's
a
the
whole
old
story.
phrase about shooting fish in a barrel. This wonderful event is happening right in front of you. The characters are in full bloom, and all you have to do is just sit back and watch.
There's some thick ice on that.
What the heck is going on?
How the heck did these get here? You know, 20 years from now, they're still going to look back at that story that we did. And we just hope that we do a really good job of it.
Oh, so that's Christmas Eve at 4 p.m. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's end of year. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go no with what we've already seen.
I'll go no.
Wait, haven't we already? We'll see, but I feel like we've seen these in the other category.
Yeah, let's see.
But those are social edits. I bet you this is like
A little different? Okay.
I bet you this is like the tease for the.
I get what
For
you're
the
saying.
actual.
Okay.
A southern Minnesota farmer had a dream. Hockey. Inside his farm shed. But dreams don't always play out like we planned.
Got a call that they were coming to pick me up to go to the hospital.
From dream to legacy. Tonight at 10 in the land of 10,000 storms.
The only thing that, like, why I liked that the reporter was in there for the tease.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it needs that every time, but that's what stood out as just like different from everything else we've seen. And I liked how they framed, like how he popped in, but it doesn't mean it has to be a yes. That's what made this different. Again, does that have to do with editing? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good solid tease.
Well, it's like they're the ones from the last category.
Yeah.
Like it is just solid shooting and solid editing.
Right.
And that's what it is.
Can you play this again?
From the beginning?
Yes, please.
But it's like, because a lot of the other ones
Yeah,
had a lot more tricks and stuff.
Yeah, I know, but they're a tease. They're meant to.
Right. No, I
to
get
stand the guy that's standing in front of the tent saying, "Welcome, come
Yeah.
on inside, see the three-headed
Okay. Yeah.
turtle." Play it again, please. Okay, shot it.
A southern Minnesota farmer had a dream. Hockey. Inside his farm shed. But dreams don't always play out like we planned.
Got a call that they were coming to pick me up to go to the hospital.
So, I mean, editing
To
wise,
legacy.
Yeah.
it's
Tonight at 10
Okay.
in
straight
the
cut.
land of
We're good.
10,000.
So,
Yeah. We're good with no.
No,
I wanna do a tease like this in my station for our
absolutely,
stories, though.
yeah, absolutely. Well, we need to work on our teases, so.
Us too.
So this is good.
No, this is like exciting.
We do a lot of social media stuff that we
Really?
push on our pages.
I think we're good.
Another
Mhm.
Jan and George.
Yeah, this is the turtle. No, it's the dog.
Oh, yeah.
Traveling the land of 10,000 stories, we've met more than a few pets
Oh,
who
okay, so
become
this is a turtle.
old friends. I know, Frank. But we recently learned of a 10-year-old girl given her pet in 1962.
George is probably my oldest friend.
Sunday at 10 in the land of 10,000 stories.
All right, see that? That was the music is what you.
I know, it's so funny.
Play that again, please. I love that we can play these again in their entirety.
I know.
Traveling the land of 10,000 stories, we've met more than a few pets who become old friends. I know, Frank. But we recently learned of a 10-year-old girl.
I like that they brought up old stories to tease this.
Yeah, I do too. But once again, straight cuts.
Right.
Sunday at 10 in the land of 10,000 stories.
Yeah. Given what we have,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no.
Was I even like the Houston one better that we were on the fence about, and I still like that better.
And that's still Harvey 1 year later.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So no. Hey.
Sorry.
Honor of a hero. Oh, wait a minute. Burchett's funeral pre-show?
Unless that's the cold open 11/9/18, because it looks like they just dated it. They didn't title it.
I think I would use calculated. He was always 5 steps ahead of the rest of us. He knew it was going to happen before anyone else. He was a master chess player in all areas of his life. That's what made him such an amazing firefighter, mentor, and leader. As a brother, it wasn't as cool. He was always 5 steps ahead of me, too.
When it came to priorities, Matt was a hard worker, a detailed worker. He kept a house in order.
Okay.
But there was never any question.
Oh, that's
I'm just wondering if this
that's
is
probably
a-
an honor figure.
Yeah, I think it
And
is.
his number one priority was his family.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what is it though? Is it cold open?
I think it's in honor of a hero based on what.
I think it's a cold open.
I think it's a cold open.
But it's in honor of a hero. Is that the name of it?
Well, go to the next one.
Yeah, I think we'll know. I'm gonna go no.
Pre-show. I want to say no on that one. But is that in honor of a hero?
It's all of them.
So we're missing cold open 11, 19, 18?
Well, that must be one of the ones they didn't pay for.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, we would have said no to that anyway, so.
Yeah, so here's my order.
Don't. This one is.
I'm just going to write mine.
exciting me.
Can we see double billing
I already placed that one.
badge? I just want to see it again because
Now, a special report from Care 11 Investigates.
Certainly, some of the things you uncovered, this is widespread.
A 2-year search for answers.
Were you incompetent, sir, or are you a pro?
Surprising confessions.
I feel like I had to be part of something I didn't want to be.
Hundreds of police agencies swindled.
I was paying for 2, but only getting 1.
A statewide audit botched.
These numbers don't match. Not even close.
And taxpayers shortchanged.
Obviously, taxpayers getting fleeced.
Care 11 Investigates. Double billing the badge. The patrol car payback.
Okay. And can I see the Houston
What was the VA
Harvey 1 year
pattern
later?
denial again?
What was that?
The
Yeah, it wasn't. It was Care. It was the same pattern as the first one, but just not as many moving parts.
I'm gonna have to see that one.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Harvey 1 year later.
Harvey. 300,000 homes flooded. $125 billion in damage.
And then that sound
But
underneath
those are
it
just
with
the
the
facts.
music track.
They don't tell the whole story.
The worst flood I've ever seen.
The destruction,
And then the change in pace.
Yeah.
the loss.
I'm trying to accept that I'm gonna have to just let it go.
The water got up to about 7 or 8 feet.
And
The
just
spirit of Texas,
Here we go. We have a boat coming. We have a boat coming.
bringing out the best.
Boat after boat, just amazing the outpouring of people that are willing to
I'm
help.
just trying to figure out what I want as second.
Oh, I have my
To
second.
rebuild
It's unbelievable.
their homes, lives. Making
But yeah, the
Houston
and
strong again.
oh no, the VA one was the one. Or no, this was the edits we didn't like. Okay.
At the end.
Yeah. Will you
But
play
they
the
actually-
VA one again? I think that's one of the first ones we saw.
It was the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the second.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to see this one. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go this, and then
That's what I have.
wow.
Yeah, this is VA. I'm sorry, not double billing, sorry, VA, VA pattern. So we're right in line.
Oh, okay.
We're right in line.
Okay, we're good. Number 1, Santa Fe Strong.
Okay.
Number 2, double billing badge. Number 3, Harvey, 1 year later. Number 4, VA or HM, honorable VA pattern of denial.
Excellent.
You agreed with that one?
Those in line?
I know you're not gonna say it. I just like to push.
She's just nudging. She's testing. Is this thing on? Hello?
Did you get this?
Yeah. That was a fun category.
Mm-hmm.
Pattern.
It slammed the shore with winds of more than 150 miles per hour.
Can you turn it up, please?
I've been trying to find the words. Ferocious doesn't seem to even be enough for how this storm has intensified.
The worst storm to strike Puerto Rico in 12 decades.
Anyone on the roads at this point is in great danger.
I'll show it to you. You'll see it
An
again.
entire island full of American citizens thrust
Right there.
into an immediate humanitarian crisis.
Yeah, I like
The
that.
governor issuing dire warnings saying this is going to be a catastrophic storm.
All of Puerto Rico is without power right now.
Now, more than a year later, the comeback.
Wow, they've done a lot of rebuilding here. That place was a wreck.
Tonight, a look at the role Coloradans are playing in helping their fellow Americans rebuild.
The wooden cabin we stayed in during the hurricane.
You'll meet the local family who survived the storm.
As you can see, it's now about 1:30, and it's continually getting worse and worse. And the tree cabin.
As it passed right overhead.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're alive. Yeah.
A lot of thank God.
And how the legacy of this Colorado man lives on in Puerto Rico after he died there during the recovery effort.
Andy was a great guy.
Quite frankly, I feel robbed that I won't be able to spend more time with him.
As we show you what happened after Maria.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Hubbard, coming to you from the beach near San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Wanna
A
see those
picturesque
shoes?
backdrop. You would never know it from what you're seeing here that this island was the scene of the worst natural disaster.
How do I get his job? Because so far I've seen him in 3 different countries. Like, drinking
In
wine.
1 year, yeah.
Human toll.
Yeah.
Tonight, a look at what happened after Maria and the Coloradans who came here to help rebuild, including a Centennial man who wanted to help out with the tragedy. But his trip here ended in tragedy.
You already said that, though. So they're reiterating what the intro said.
This is the iconic Puerto Rico that comes to mind when you first think of the U.S. territory 1,000 miles off the
Those
coast of
dissolves.
Florida.
I can feel it. I can feel it.
The
Yep.
aged and often Instagrammed seafront fortress of El Morro. To the palm
With no
trees
nets.
and pedestrians that line the tourist-filled streets of Old San Juan.
See? No nets.
It's just like they have no purpose. Like, why didn't they dissolve there? Like, if they're gonna dissolve everywhere,
Yeah.
it's like it makes no sense when they decide to
But
do
this
it.
is the Puerto Rico that remains a reality for many. 14 months after Hurricane
Drone.
Maria hit,
Nice.
the deadliest storm of 2017,
Nice.
the deadliest hurricane to hit this island in 120 years. Here on the island's westernmost tip, you'll still find someone's porch collapsed into the sea, their broken home invaded by the Caribbean surf. Abandoned beachfront condo buildings cracked in half.
And see, that place fell into was falling into the water. This place was so trashed.
Colorado native Herb Allison now lives in Puerto Rico and showed us the lingering damage, the broken buildings, battered roofs, and exposed rebar that remain just as they did when the violent storm passed.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of this was.
Okay, let's. Wait, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's go to the. Let's look at the last minute.
Okay.
This is good. Right here's good.
So it was hovering over the island a little longer than they usually do. It was scary. Just wind and rain relentlessly, and we could tell where
This
it
is
was
the
at.
part at
We had-
the end
all
of their
our
first
communications
segment.
were knocked out. So we started to notice the wind direction changing and where it was shifting, and we drew our own little weather maps to try to figure out where the storm probably was.
That's crazy.
For more than 24 hours, their home was pummeled by Maria's full force.
Did you hear that? Did you hear the sound? Drop? Yeah. It was a bad natural. weather.
Emergency weather.
Go back 30 seconds really quickly. Where she was, yeah. Right here. Yeah, that's good.
All of our communications were knocked out.
Yeah,
so
the
we
sound
started to
just
notice
drops.
the wind direction changing and where it was shifting, and we drew our own little weather maps to try to figure out where the storm probably was.
Right here.
For more than 24 hours, their home was pummeled by Maria's full
There
force.
should be that sound
Very
under
little
there.
information about what's going on. We just have this little wind-up emergency weather radio.
One of the worst parts, they had no way to calm the fears of their loved ones back home in Colorado.
It was like kind of like, does the rest of the world even exist?
All right, we're good. Yeah, I think it's really important that they pay attention to the audio as well as the video.
Yeah.
And music is used kind of as a, well, we've got music, so let's just add the pictures to it without thought of
thinking of that other track.
Yeah, the palm trees blowing and the kid carrying the flag down the street. I mean, those sounds that go along with that visual are important.
That one though, because that was so abrupt in that moment of her being in the storm.
Right.
To just take it away
And
like
then
that.
it just
and
drops.
There'd be no like audio dissolve of any
Right.
kind of come in.
Yeah, and they did back time the next soundbite, but it was a little jarring. That edit was a little jarring. So, and we saw it consistently throughout the front end of the piece as well. So
yeah,
that's a no for me.
Okay, we're gonna go now.
No on that one.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning. Good afternoon.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Did Keely talk to you guys about lunch for today?
No.
So we're gonna free you from the building.
Oh.
You go down to the first floor, head down the hill, down a set of stairs, you'll see the Bulldog Cafe.
Here for my dad, and he was killed by a drunk driver.
See? Darn it, come on.
They each have something in common.
My name is Abby, and my dad died by suicide.
The loss of one of the most important people in their life.
My name is Hannah. I'm remembering my brother who died from cancer.
Ready?
But for 3 days, they get the chance to share stories and bond with other young kids suffering the same heartbreak.
You're losing someone who was the second half of your heart, who took care of you and raised you and made you become the person you were.
That's a good soundbite.
It's a weekend of comfort, hope, and healing.
I know how much it hurts. I know how alone I felt.
A weekend at Grief Camp.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Hubbard, Fox 31 anchor and Grief Camp volunteer.
Where's
About
Grief
3 years
Camp?
ago,
Where
I
is
went
he
to
at
my
now?
first camp errand, and my life was changed forever. It's a weekend summer camp for kids with a hole in their heart, a hole left there by a mom or dad, brother or sister who died long before they should have. Many from the kinds of tragedies we cover on the news. For kids, it can be a confusing time. It seems like there's no one they can relate to, until they meet nearly 70 others, hoping for some healing, just like them.
Oh, golden. Oh, I got me.
From the moment those minivans pull into the parking lot, there are jitters.
Hello. Welcome.
Not just those leaving mom and dad for a few days jitters.
What are you excited about most?
You've gotten to see a bit of the grounds, right? Because you kind of walk swimming. Okay, all right.
But the kind that nervous high fives and awkward dance moves can't
You
disguise.
should be able to hear
For
that.
these kids, this is
There's
outside their
adults,
comfort
too.
zone. And lately, there hasn't been a whole lot of comfort in their lives to begin with.
We are having Camp Aaron. Camp Aaron is a free weekend camp for grieving kids, ages 6 to
Kids
17.
really rely so much on music.
I believe 68 campers up here.
And dissolves.
And
Yours is amazing.
All kinds of different death losses.
Dave is 9, lost his dad, died by suicide.
For camp volunteers, it is a weekend spent helping very little kids deal with a very grown-up reality.
Isaac.
Gee, it's not there. Darn it.
Lost his 8 years old, lost his father this year. Work accident, 5 months ago.
Cabin buddy Kevin Thomas has gotten used to this. He's helped with 2 other Camp Aarons in Connecticut.
I also had a lot of Sandy Hook victims. In fact, Camp Aaron started.
All right, let's forward. Let's forward to about 8. Yeah, right around here where there's some stuff going on. Let's see if we can hear it.
I decorated it with how I thought she was, and
Hard not to feel fulfilled by these little voices trying to make sense of the insensible.
it's me and my dad at the swimming pool in Glenwood Springs. I'm just waiting.
And when you're a kid like Gabe, how do you make sense
See,
of it?
it just
when
drops
you can't
down.
even remember your dad. He died when Gabe was
And
just
it's
11
easy to
months
just
old.
continue it
Yeah,
and just
kids,
bring it
it's
down.
sad. They'll go through a lot of developmental phases without the person that they're remembering.
I'm just really frustrated by
You know,
that.
we have 6-year-olds that are just starting
All right,
school
let's go to
now.
the. You okay? Can we go to the last minute?
Yeah.
Yeah, just I mean, it's we're judging on an editing standards.
And it's just hard. They're all the same format and they do the same things.
They're making the same mistakes. Yeah. Okay.
It is okay to laugh and have fun and enjoy yourself, even if it is just for one night.
Why did that have to dissolve? That could have been a cut.
Yeah.
At Camp Aaron Denver, it's not just the kids who are coping with grief.
Because this whole weekend's about having fun, being safe, but also doing activities that help us express kind of maybe things we didn't really feel or express in the past.
One of the things that makes this camp so unique is that so many grown-up volunteers have dealt with the same thing.
My mom died of cancer when I was a kid, and so I picked blue because I felt very alone.
So many of them lost a parent when they were kids too.
Yeah, I felt very alone.
Just you?
And do I still feel alone? Well, it's been a while, but when I was a kid, I felt very alone. And then I'll talk about the red. I was really angry because it didn't seem right that all of a sudden my mom got sick, and in like 4 months she was dead.
Wait,
Okay.
what?
All right. Well, it was a 15-minute limit.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna go no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a no too. Just because we're judging on editing and the no nat sound. It's inconsistent audio is what I would go with.
Yeah.
Good story though. Mm-hmm.
This is how we remember him.
I have a dream.
But 50 years ago, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther
This was
King
entered in
took
documentary.
I must confess that
I think.
that dream that I had
Sure.
that day has been at once turned into a nightmare.
For more than a decade, he had helped awaken this country to racial injustice. He won the Nobel Peace Prize.
We've got to say in no uncertain terms that racism is alive and on the throne in American society.
But by 1968,
Oh, that's the
militant
Chicago.
young blacks had
Okay,
grown
you know what? No,
impatient
you're right.
with King's
I'm
nonviolent
sorry, I'm remembering Tom Brokaw.
We're gonna shoot the cops who are shooting our black brothers in the back end.
Dr. King stood his ground.
Well, I'm still convinced that the era of nonviolence has not ended.
Stop the bombing and stop the war.
He began speaking out against the war in Vietnam. But some
Yeah, because
civil
he
rights
did
leaders saw
he did
that
the
as a distraction.
Chicago
And after years
convention
of confronting segregation in the South, he turned north,
and the
targeting poverty
Nixon.
and economic injustice.
It's much easier to integrate a lunch counter than it is to guarantee an annual income.
Revered by millions, King was also hated and feared by many white racists. His life was in constant danger, but he never backed down.
I can't lose hope, because when you lose hope, you die.
In 1968, King was planning a massive new march on Washington.
We're coming to demand a
I don't
bill
think
of
so, because
economic
there's
and
sound.
social rights.
And
But he was drawn into a conflict in Memphis where sanitation workers, most of them black, were on strike. The city
which normally you
refusing
don't
to settle,
hear in
and
archival
it got
footage.
ugly.
Yeah.
Police used mace.
See?
It's just hard to judge it against things when it's all
What started
file,
as a
which I
labor
know
issue
isn't.
became a civil rights
Mm-hmm.
King was asked to help.
Yeah.
He came to Memphis,
But it's edited.
joining a poorly organized
So-
march that turned tragically violent. Some demonstrators looted and broke windows. A black teenager was killed by police. It was King's worst nightmare, undermining his reputation for non-violence, jeopardizing his plans for the Washington March just weeks later.
And we must not allow the events of the day to cause us to let up. That would be a tragic error.
King decided to stage another march in Memphis 6 days later, despite a court injunction.
If anything, dissolved.
He had something to prove.
I feel that we can still have a nonviolent demonstration, and that we will have a nonviolent demonstration here in Memphis.
At a rally for striking workers, King was defiant.
So just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction
Does
turn
it
us around.
rise to an extraordinary
And he had
level?
something else to say in
No,
that
but then
speech
it's
that
like,
night.
well,
Because I've been
all
to
we
the
have is
mountaintop.
file.
It
And
sounded
is that what
like a
this is
premonition.
supposed to be? Obviously. So should we hold that against them?
I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Less than 24 hours later, standing on the
I mean,
balcony of the Lorraine Motel, Dr.
It rises
Martin
to
Luther
a
King Jr.
to
was
the
hit
level
by
that
a
it
single
should
shot,
rise
fired
to.
from the window of a nearby boarding house.
Martin Luther King Jr. was killed tonight in
I mean,
Memphis,
do we
Tennessee.
have to?
Witnesses say the
give it
impact
first,
knocked
second,
him
third?
off
I
his
mean, do we
feet
have to
and that he
award
fell
it?
back here against this serving tray.
I think we're
President
good.
Johnson
I think we're
appealed for calm.
I ask every citizen to reject the blind
But can someone like this get an honorable mention for clean audio throughout?
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy to find sound with archival footage.
Right.
And I guess.
But I mean, I'm fine saying no because
Yeah. I mean, are we giving something out just to give
to give
something
it
out? Sake?
for sure.
And
Then no.
I struggle with that.
Okay, then no. I have a feeling the next one could be very similar though.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Let's go to the next one.
I think that we should start focusing attention on our problems here in the United States. That should be our first priority.
These is
1
windscreens,
week
huh?
before his death, Bobby Kennedy did something no member of his family had ever done.
Yeah,
He
same
lost an election, running second in the Oregon presidential primary.
I'm going to do all that I can. I've done all that I can.
Let's
so
scrub
far.
forward
If
on
at
this.
the end of it, I'm not successful, then I will have to abide by that.
Go about halfway. Yeah, because there's no new material here.
The Democratic nominee and then for very possibly the next president of the United States.
He campaigned against the war.
The American people.
I mean, you would have to. It would be a tie for honorable mention between this and
That's
exactly
MLK.
For black
I
and
think we're
white.
good.
It's the same standard. It's the same
and
standard.
disenfranchised.
Every American, no matter
Okay, we're
what his
okay.
background.
Well, what do we do?
I say we don't hand out an award for this.
Maybe you should go take a lap in the sun and come back and tell me. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, do we? Is it required to? Or if it doesn't meet the standard of what we think
Best
would
of
be worthy,
photojournalism competition. I know it's a photo.
or does it?
if you don't see any outstanding editing, I'm not going to make you do anything.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see any outstanding editing in this category.
Okay.
For the standards that are set in the rules of the category.
No, it's not the first time we got. That's not the first time this happened.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I'm comfortable with that.
I'm comfortable with that too.
All right.
All right. Well, let's go to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, all the way.
Do we need our sunglasses? Or are we going outside?
Yeah, we're going outside.